In this class, we are going to learn a program for dependent drop-down. Like if we have a list of country, for example, like this, and for each particular country, we have to select a list of states. So, for example, if I am having a country France, simultaneously I will get the list of states in the country France. Or if it is another one India, then I should get the states of India. This type of selections are useful in many cases, in many programming sections. Like if there is a shopping cart with a category, subcategory selection, or if there are a lot of items with the subcategory selections. Many time we need this type of dependent selections, cascading selections. For this, we can use jQuery and Ajax programs. Here for this, we need uh, to list the data from the database. So obviously we can see that there is a database table needed for uh, list of countries and the list of states depending on that each and every country. I will show the table. We have a country list, country table with an ID primary key and country name. And also for this particular country, we should have some list of states. For this, there is another table with a primary key ID and a list of states. But it should be provided this country ID along with each and every state so that it can identify which is the country ID of this particular state. So for this we can use foreign key from the previous parent table. So this country ID is a foreign key of the previous table country. In our Mysql class, I have shown how to, please watch that class, how to create a foreign key from a primary key. I'll just show that relation structure here. Here this is the foreign key and this is the primary key of the second table. If we are taking the relation, we can see that the country ID in the second class. We are taking the relation of the second class or foreign key of the second class. This is the foreign key which is relating to PHP class country table with ID. So we can see that we can list the details in the tables like in the form, like in the drop down, like country first, and on selecting this country we have to send a jQuery Ajax method to fetch the data from the database or from the state table. Let us see the program. I am having a form. No need for a form here. We can simply use a select function, select event in drop down, and we can simply call the Ajax using that event. For that, first of all, I need a drop down data or drop down box like this country drop down. I'm going to create the drop down box like select name. I can give any name like country. Then I'm just a name is very important, and we can give an ID also. and select. And inside this, we can have options like, hope you all know how to create a select box. Please watch carefully. An option, value. So first one, we can just keep it like this. Select country slash option. Then inside this, we can list the data from the country table using select query. We can select this data and we can list the data inside this country. For that, I am just selecting the data from database. I have a connection, DB connect. I already added that. We have to connect the data. So I am taking the data connection. Then inside this, I am going to create a select query. Select star from country. Complete country data I have to select. The list of country I have to select. MySQLi query of dollar connection comma dollar select, so that I will get the result in this results and I can loop through this result for listing it in each and every table. For that, I have each and every lists or options. For this, again select PHP for each dollar results as dollar. I can just call it as country, and I can take the selection here also. I can just give one option so that every data will get here. Country PHP echo. I got a list of country one by one. I think MySQLi query, while my for each dollar result, I can store the result in a MySQLi fetcher. MySQLi query results, and I have to take the data into MySQLi fetcher. I didn't do that. I think it is better to use this while loop. While dollar results equals MySQLi fetch underscore array of dollar results, dollar countries. Countries as MySQLi fetcher of dollar results, or country as this one. So country of fetch array of name. For first one, for the value we can give ID, and inside this option we can give the value of name of the country. Not here, semicolon. And in the same way we can give it here slash option as name of the country from the table, like a country name. Let us see at line number 43. There is a semicolon option value slash option. Here PHP ends with this one, while dollar country equals MySQLi fetch array of dollar results. Syntax or unexpected end of while at line number 43. Some bracket missing. If I am commenting this country results, MySQL fetch array of, oh, sorry, dollar is missing. Include once db connect, db connect dot php. So I got a list of country here, all the list of countries from the database, like this, all the list of countries. Now what I have to do is, we have to list next drop down. We have to give next drop down for the selection of the cascading state drop down. For this I am just adding one more drop down box like this, from here to here. I think I can take this div also, and I am giving it just near to that, like this, so that I can use it as for state. Here what we have to do is, we have to list the data from state, select state. Then we have to state ID or something like state ID for us, its ID, and name as state. And here I have to list the data from the Ajax response from the database. So what is the use of this? If I am selecting this, I will simultaneously get the data here. If I am not selecting anything, this will be empty. So yeah, Ajax is very useful in such a type of selections. For this, we have to do one thing. We have to give an event here in the select, like on change event. Normally, every drop downs have this event, and in every drop downs, it is better to select this event always, or on click we can use. And on change, I am going to give a function called get state, and also with this I can select the data using this dot value, so that I can create a function, maybe somewhere here, function get state. Here I can catch the data country. I'll just check the data. Load country. Got the country ID of each and every country. That is enough for us. We can search with the country ID from the database. For this, I'm starting with the Ajax, $.Ajax. Here inside this, I can use URL get state dot php. Get state dot php general any to the server name itself, or get I can give any name for the server file, get data also, because we can select a city also from the same file. So I can use change its name as get data for some, and just for just understanding. Then URL, then type method post or get on change. I am on change of this function. I am going to send the data, like data as country ID, or I can simply give it as country. Yeah, how to keep in mind that it is country ID itself, country ID, and the success function. Success function in which I should get a return data of list of states. We can use JSON also. So here from searching the data, I can just simply send the country, and in the server I can give this file data.php. Here I am just catching the data like dollar country equal to dollar underscore post country, and I can give the select query, select star from state, where just watch the just check the field name of select states name and country ID, where country ID equal to or ID dollar select states from this, where country ID equal to country. So inside this I can dollar result equals MySQLi query dollar CONN comma dollar select. I can use this DB connect here also. COUNTRY. So if I am getting the data, I can catch the data like while dollar result, while dollar arrays or states equal to MySQLi fetch MySQLi fetch a soak of dollar result. I can just take it in a states row, while dollar row. I can store it into each and every row into our states array. So I can give it in a JSON encoded way. JSON encode like dollar states. I'll get the result in response. So in the response, we can just alert and see. We have some errors. Mysql fetch a soak at line number 1. I think maybe the query select star from states. Table name is states. MySQL expects parameter 1 to be in MySQL data at line number 7. Undefined variable states in hop select star from states. Our table name we have to check. Table name is states itself. Table name is select star from states where country ID dollar country. So I am selecting this. We got a list of data, this much data 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Let us cross check it. No need for that. We will get the data correctly. For the country ID 3, I think so. For 3 1 2 3 4 5, we got the complete data. So we got the data back in our result. Either we can use the content data type as JSON, or we can do the um, we can do the JSON.parse also. Data type JSON. I'm alerting this response. I will get the object by JavaScript object returning from JSON. So that if I'm taking the state names, or what is the name, field name of states name, I'll get to the names one by one. But arrays is an array, so we have to do the looping or for each dollar dot each like this. One thing is undefined now. Why? Because res is an object. So it is a we have to alert it in using the for loop. For this, we can use dollar dot each. Please remember the dollar dot each function which I have teach you taught you in previous classes. So here what we have to do is dollar dot each res, the array function of dollar dot each, which function, see the jQuery class, jQuery loop class, um, index comma. There are two types of dollar dot each functions. One we can loop through elements, and second one we can loop through arrays. And in this we can use the data like value here state. So we can alert data one by one like this. State dot name. If there is any error, we can see that in the response in network of there is console error also. And code syntax error at line number 28. Index.php line number 28. This one URL twenty-seven 28 type post 27 URL getData.php. Unexpected token bracket. Maybe some bracket missing, or like here this one plus this one. Data type JSON. Data country success function. Res up to here. Okay, for dollar dot each we have to give a semicolon like this. Function, there is no semicolon here, we should write it. We got all these 5 states one by one, or for the next one we got all these states of Brazil. So we got the list of data in our hand and we have to insert that into our space of state. We can select this state ID as its option for the place for storing the data. Dot HTML, so that I can insert the data like this dollar state ID of HTML txt, in which I can just copy the data like txt. I can simply give the select state there also, because normally we need to select state in both areas. Whatever be it, I think if the list of data starts, then there is no need for this select state. Again, we will get it from here. Then in the txt, I can do like txt plus equals option. Same way, option with value, I can copy that with the data, like our data state dot name here. In JavaScript for appending, we have to do the plus sign plus like this, and I can give the value as plus state.id, I think so. And the states table simply id. Let us see. So we are using the loop dollar dot each. So if we did not have to use this inside the loop, we will get a list of 5 or 6 loops of select state. We have to keep it outside. Let us see. Didn't get the list of items. Let us see what is the output from get data. We got the data already, and in the listing there is some issue like state dot name you already got. So we have to add this data here. This is the end of our $each function, and after that we have to insert this txt like this state id. Got the list of data here inside the state id. Now if you are not using this select state hard coded, we'll get like this. So we have to, for beauty, yes, we have to add this thing also. So we got the list of states from USA, list of states from India, list of states from Brazil, list of states from China, like this. This is a very important and a very good program. You can use just get a state and send the data to the server for fetching the data. And we can give the JSON encoded data in return, and we can use $each for listing in the in the options, or in ULLI or in table or anywhere we can use this $each with the data for each loop. Just watch the program, and I will add the program in, share the program also.